Hey, my lovelies. Welcome to my channel. So, my name is Kamoy. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're tuning in via Facebook, welcome. If you're tuning in via YouTube, Instagram, or my podcast, I want to welcome each and every one of you. So, guys, we are just about wrapping up 2020. What an amazing year, right? This year should have challenged you to see clearly. This year should have presented you an opportunity to release the things that no longer serve you. This year would have offered you an opportunity to really step into your purpose and into your new timeline, okay? I am not saying that it was an easy year for us, right? But what I am saying, my love, is that you should be transitioning into 2021 fully knowing what you want and what you don't know at this point. Maybe not quite sure how to accomplish it all, but you've had enough time in 2020 to get a clear vision, my loves, about what works for you and what does not, okay? So we got a few more days before we wrap up the year 2020. Today is December 28, 2020, and we're vibrating on the number 8, okay? It is also Monday, which vibrates on the number 9. Not to mention that Mondays is ruled by the energy of the moon, which means that you got instincts as well as protective energy in the atmosphere, okay? Now, the moon is also what Cancer is ruled by, so we're talking about emotions here, okay? So just keep that in mind. Today, the day is full of emotions. We're being ruled by the moon, y'all, okay? And you know the moon governs like basically how you ebb and flow emotionally, right? So you want to be mindful of that on Mondays, okay? Because that energy is tapping into the moon's energy. Now, Mondays always vibrate on 9 because you know Monday, when you break it down to a single digit, vibrates in the number 9. And today we're dealing with the numbers 8 for the actual date and 9 for the actual day. Okay, so you guys know I start out all of these vibrations asking you to really tap into your intuition because your intuition leads you to all of your possibilities, right? So in order for you to be able to really trust yourself and really be able to tap into all aspects of who you are, there's an intuitive nature that dwells within you that you're going to have to become familiar with, honey, that you're going to have to learn how to trust, and that you are really going to have to tap in for guidance, right? If you want to be linked to all of your possibilities, okay? Now, vibrating on the number 8 today, we have intuitive energy in the atmosphere. And I've been speaking about this really, I want to say maybe for about a month now, about being self-reliant, right? Now, that's not I want to say uncommon now that we're in Capricorn's energy, because Capricorn's energy is all about self-reliance. This is all about you really getting focused and honing in and narrowing down and getting the work done, right? So we're literally talking about energy here where you're focused, hardworking, and you're strategic with how you aim and lay different foundation in things that you want to accomplish, okay? Especially when it comes to professionalism, like you know, your passion, your career, maybe an invention, some type of opportunity that you can manifest in this material world, right? Capricorn's energy is really good at helping you to create those foundation, okay? So if you are not an earth sign, right, you can utilize the Capricorn's energy or Saturn's energy, right, to do that this month. So keep that in mind. Now, I do want to pause here just to let you guys know, right? The thing about energy is this. One, energy is fluid, which means that it can change, and it can also be maybe not your energy. It can be the energy that you're interacting with. So when I do the breakdown, just be mindful of that, okay? And then you also need to keep in mind that a lot of this energy is also going to be geared not just for the collective energy that we have in the atmosphere, but also around your birth chart, okay? And let me just tell you, I met these two wonderful young ladies on Clubhouse, T and Serene. And really tapped me into this program, the human design, right? So I was not familiar with that program, and the more that they broke it down to me, it really is an aspect maybe, or a different aspect of called John's work, because this human design really puts in to, I want to say, a breakdown of your human design makeup, okay? Like your human design personality makeup, which you can then link to your natal birth chart. And whoa, the information that this, oh yeah, that this is so on point. Now, Let me just also tell you guys, right? As we're moving throughout this energy today, self-reliance is in the atmosphere, and that's been the theme of the game for a few weeks now, being able to rely on self, okay? We also have confidence and self-confidence in the atmosphere with the number 8 today, so you can tap into that energy. Inner strength is going to be key for some of you today, all right? I want to say it's going to be important for some of you today to not just have a plan, but be the planner, right? Not wait for someone else to make the plan so your goals and the things that you want to accomplish can get done. You may have to be the one to actually do the planning and be the planner if you want things to turn out the way that you seek, okay? Also, true justice is in the air for you today. So some of you that has to deal with any type of legalities, okay? Some of you that has to do with any type of court signing of documentations today. You need to be mindful that truth and justice is in the atmosphere today. So if you've been operating in a lower vibrational end and doing some fuckery, you want to be mindful as you go through court today that some justice is going to be served. Okay. Now, if this is not a court situation, you do need to keep in mind that justice can unfold many different ways, emotionally, mentally, as well as on a physical level. Okay. I also want to say, vibrating on the number 8 today, you do have trustworthy energy on the positive end of the number 8, so you can tap into any one of these frequencies at any time, okay? Lower vibrational end of the number 8, and what you might want to be mindful of as you're interacting with people today and watching your own energy today is there's a lack of discernment in the ear today, which means people won't be paying attention to their intuition. They'll be going more with their feelings because we are in Moon Day, Monday, right? So you want to be mindful of that. You are going to be interacting with people that may not be using all their discernment, okay? Which means you could be experiencing some self-projection today. So you want to be mindful as people are projecting out their fears and stuff today, okay? Also, the lower vibrational end of the number 8, I got greed going on for you guys today in my notes, as well as people being rude. Okay, so yeah, you want to be mindful, right? You're going to have some rude people today, all right? Especially if they're not using discernment, all right? Heavy domineering energy in the lower vibration of the number 8 today, right? As well as I want to say, within that heavy vibrational energy of dominance, where people are going to try to domineer you. This is not just going to be physically. This can be domineering energy emotionally as well as mentally. So if you're an empath and you were super sensitive to energy, as soon as you walk in the room, honey, and you feel that energy, you may want to go ahead and remove yourself. Now, keeping in mind that Monday, the actual day, is vibrating on the number 9, which means that today you may have to be the example that people are seeking, right? So you are the best person to teach another, my love, how to treat you. So you want to lead by example today, especially in how you want others to treat you, okay? Self-love is back again. So in the number 8, you have self-reliance. And in the number 9, you got self-love. So yeah, you're going to have to learn to take care of yourself today, okay? Not to mention optimism is in the ear for the vibration of the number 9 on the higher end, okay? Learning to say no is going to be key for some of you today, okay? Learning to say no, and maybe even hell to the no, to the no is going to be key for some of you today, okay? Your soul's purpose is going to be in play for some of you today. Some people are really going to be thinking about their purpose, their mission, why they're here, especially as we're wrapping up the Gregorian calendar year, right? So you can find a lot of people, you know, if you're doing New Year's resolutions, and you guys know how I feel. Like if you're doing New Year's resolutions, honey, I don't know if you've been doing your work. So you shouldn't have a New Year's resolution if you've been doing your work. You should be going into the new year with a plan, with a goal, okay? It shouldn't be no resolutions. You got a plan, you got a goal, and you know where you're going, honey, okay? So be mindful of that. Your soul's purpose is in the atmosphere for some people today. They're really going to be thinking about, you know, why they're here, you know, what they want to do with their life, and what type of experiences they want to have in this lifetime, okay? So, closing out on the lower vibrational end of the number 9 today, you have bad choices. Okay, so some people are just not going to be trusting themselves, not going to be trusting their instincts, and they are going to make some bad choices. Okay, there's no compassionate energy in the number 9 on the lower vibrational end, as well as negative thoughts. You can have people dwelling in their negative thoughts today, not to mention people not standing up for themselves or standing in their truth. Okay, that's all on the lower vibrational end of the number 9. Now, keep it in mind, right, that you are responsible responsible not just for the energy that you receive, but you're also responsible for the energy that you put out, right? So you cannot control how someone else's feel, how someone else reacts, but you can control how you feel and how you react, okay? Keeping in mind that whoever controls you emotionally controls you mentally, physically, okay, and daggone it, spiritually also, because they're going to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to feel, what to believe, what not to believe, okay? Y'all get my gist, okay? Now, keeping in mind that you, my love, are also able to change states at any time. You can't be happy, right, and sad at the same time. You got to choose one, right? So remember, if you get caught in any of the lower end of the vibrational ending of the energy today, I don't know what's going on with my Mercury's not going in a retrograde until like middle of next month or towards the end of next month, right? So keeping in mind, okay, you can change states at any time. You can't be happy and sad at the same time. So if you feel like you're on too much of the lower vibrational energy from either the number 8 or the number 9, you can jump over. You can literally change state, change your mind, change your feeling, and jump on over to the positive end of the vibration, okay? All right, so this is how we're going to do it today. We are in Capricorn season, which is Earth season, right? So we're going to do the elementals, starting off with the Earth energy. This is going to be Capricorn's energy, Virgo's energy, as well as Taurus energy. If you're not a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus, my love, this message is going to apply to the physical realm. This is going to be the house, the car, the bills, the children, and all of the responsibility that's held in account for these things, okay? All right, so today we are pulling from the Moonology deck, and the message is really simple for my wonderful Earth signs today. You guys have beginnings and growth and change, okay? So I kind of feel like today you're going to see a day maybe of endings, but really quick beginnings today and growth in the process, okay? So today's not a day where you want to get too attached to anyone or any particular thing, because you can see changes coming in today. You can see new beginnings starting to take forth today, as well as using your lessons that you've learned, right? Because you've not grown, right? Embrace the change. Understand that you can either take the lesson or repeat it, right? You can either take the lesson or you have to repeat it. You can take the lesson learned and repeat it, or you can be revengeful, right? Not learn the lesson and still repeat it. Like, your choice, right? So growth is on the table for you today, as well as new beginnings, because change is the name of the game today, all right? So whether that's changing your emotions, changing the physical realm, or change, my love, in your spiritual being, okay? So your emotions, your spirituality, or the physical realm may be open for change today, but you need not fear, because growth, okay, and new beginnings is a part of the message for you, okay? So you need to be mindful of that. Now, we are going to jump on over to the wonderful, wonderful fire energy, okay? Now, fire signs is going to be Sagittarius. It's going to be Leos. It's also going to be the wonderful Aries energy, okay? If you are not a fire sign, this is going to apply, my loves, to any area in your life where action is needed, movement, okay? So this can also be intuitive energy. This can also be lustful energy, passionate energy, right? Wherever you want to place it, like depending on your situation, you can, okay? Now, the message today for my wonderful fire sign is realization, beauty, and protection, okay? Realization, beauty, and protection is your message today, okay? Now, I want to say, sometimes I want to say that when you realize that you have more power than you thought you had, right? It's an amazing thing. Or when you realize that you're full with more power than you thought dwelled within you. That's an amazing thing. That's an amazing feeling. Today, you need to realize the beauty within you, and you also need to understand that you are divinely protected, okay? And I'm just not talking about maybe on a physical sense. This could be some of you just going through an emotional day, an emotional high. Listen, it's the holiday season. A lot of things have changed. This is not the same holiday season as it was last year. Now, if you're celebrating the holidays, this can be a tough time for some of you. I did not personally celebrate the holidays. However, this time of the year is could be one of the darkest time of the years for some people, right? So keeping in mind today, for those of you that are feeling like you're out and you're alone and you're not protected and you don't feel safe, you need to know that you are protected today, emotionally, mentally. And in some cases, depending on what's going on, You need to know that you're protected physically also today. Now, it is going to come with you making some realization, right? And with realization or with knowing comes responsibility. So there may be some responsibility that you have to own as the day unfolds, right? Being able to also look on the other end, maybe instead of seeing ugliness or heaviness, you can definitely tap into a part of beauty and knowing that everything that happens in your life is not by mistake, but it can definitely take you to a place along the journey, right, where that particular experience or where this particular experience is needed for the next step. Okay, utilize wisdom today as you are moving out in this energy. Okay, remember, you are beautiful, right? Beauty dwells within you. Okay, out of your imperfections comes your perfection. Today's the day of realization, and as you step into your realization, you can step into your protection. Okay, your oneness with the universe. Okay, all righty. We are now going to do the wonderful water energy. Okay, water signs is going to be the wonderful Scorpios. It's also going to be Cancer and Pisces. If you are not a Scorpio, if you are not a Cancer or a Pisces, my love, you can apply this message to your emotions. This is your feelings, right? Feelings. Nothing but feelings is what I'm hearing in my head, right? So this is your feelings. However, be mindful who controls you emotionally, honey, controls you mentally, spiritually, controls what you do, what you don't do, what you say, what you don't say, right? So you want to be mindful to own and manage and master your own feelings today. Self-control may be key for some of you today, okay? All right, wonderful water signs. You got new beginnings popping up here today, along with the energy of change. You got new beginnings and change. Now, I must say, for some of you, this may not feel like a new beginning or a change because you are in the void. And sometimes when you're in the void, energy feels like nothing is moving. It feels like everything is just at a standstill. The void energy is not always the most comfortablest place to be because it can even feel like you're isolated, right? But keep in mind, honey, out of darkness comes enlightenment. So if you can tap into that dark place or do that shadow work or step into the shadows, honey, listen. That's going to bring about change, and that's going to bring about this new beginnings that you're stepping into. Fortify your mental capacity today, as well as your emotional capacity, or your mental body and your emotional body today, right? As well as your spiritual body. Work in conjunction with each one today in divine order, right? And you will find that you don't feel so isolated today. You can really tap into the energy of things changing, for the better, right? Changing for the best, changing for a better outcome, changing for a beautiful experience that you have willed into existence. And sometimes in the void, you don't see all that you willed into existence, right? Because it's still in that stage of germination, right? It's still in that stage where it has to die to itself. It's like, how we talked about planting the seed, and the seed got to go in the dirt, and it's dark, and it's covered in the... Y'all know the analogy that I use over and over again, right? A lot can come out of the darkness, all right? That is where you find enlightenment, all right? All right, my love. So be mindful as you're moving throughout the day. Change is inevitable. You might feel lonely, but you are also on a way to a new beginning. I know it may not feel like it, but you are on your way to a new beginning. So step into your self-confidence today. Be self-sufficient today, and self-love is going to be your portion today as you're moving throughout the energy, okay? Now, last but not least, we're going to tap into the wonderful air energy, right? Air energy is going to be Geminis, it's going to be Libras, and it's going to be Aquarius, okay? If you are not an air sign, my love, you're going to apply this message to your spiritual and your mental thinking. This isn't your head shit. This is the conversations that you have with yourself, right? This is the mind loops mentally that you play. This is the conversation that you have with others, but they're repeating over and over in your head, okay? This is where spiritual warfare mentally takes place, because now you are not just battling with your own insecurities and your own fears, but you could also be battling with other people's insecurities, projection, and fears that was spoke into your experience, okay? So be mindful of that, all right? Wow. I want to say pretty much all of the elements today got changed, right? At least 3 elements out of 4 got changed today, right? So for my wonderful, wonderful air signs, you guys have the extreme card popping up, which means that you are going through some really, really extreme stuff right now. This could be an indication for some of you too that maybe the situation has intensified, and maybe I want to say intensified in you taking action. And you could be very nervous about this action, or this choice that you have to make, or this decision that you have to make today, okay? So they're asking you to get centered, okay? And whenever I see peace, I like to tell you guys, as you are getting centered, you want to go find your peace so you can get to your wholeness. Collect all your pieces so you can get to wholeness, right? We've been finding peace and gaining our peace for a really long time now. We stepping into 2021, honey. It's time to get your wholeness, okay? Get your center, find your peace so you can snatch your wholeness back, okay? Change is inevitable for you today, okay? So although things may seem extreme, heavy, all right, today, for some of you today, you need to know change is here, and you can tap into that peaceful place where you can find your center and come back to wholeness, right? Now, for some people today, this change is coming in, and some of you, you know, may be interacting with people where they may not be able to find, honey, this peace that I talk about, right? With that being said, you do not need to be an emotional drive-by today, okay? So if you're dealing with any one of these particular elements and they are not doing their work, honey, I want to say to you, self-reliance today, self-sufficiency, self-love, right? Being optimistic, right? Loving yourself. That's the name of the game, loving yourself, right? You can't be happy and sad at the same time. Everybody got some choices that they need to make today energetically. You have a little breakdown of some of the collective energy that you are interacting with energetically. Not to mention, you have your own individual makeup. You have a map. You have a chart of your personality. You have a chart of your journey that you're supposed to be unmapping in this lifetime. Like, there is so much knowledge available to you, for you, right? You just need to go ahead and seek that, all right? So, I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning into the Daily Vibration. Monthlies are going to be out starting on the 1st on YouTube, okay? Extended versions of the monthly. Y'all know if you're on Patreon, you will get that. Okay, you can get the extended version on Patreon, okay? I enjoyed the karma reading this last Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to do the karma reading again on the 23rd of January, okay? And that is going to be for the Patreon family, all right? Not to mention, if you are joining me tonight for the full moon in Cancer meditation, we are going to have a blast, okay? So if you are not joining me tonight for the meditation, I will see you back here, okay? Whether you're tuning in once again via YouTube, via Instagram, Facebook, or my podcast, I want you guys to do something kind for yourself. Love yourself, honor yourself, okay? Make sure you drink plenty of water too. Not to mention, I honestly want to say, you know, like, if I can't say this anymore, mental chess and emotional chess is the name of the game for 2021, right? We're about to break down some of this energy when I come back on live. I already gave you guys like the outline of what they talk about, but we're going to get into that this week, okay? Keeping in mind, however, my loves, okay? Love yourself, honor yourself, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next Daily Vibration. Okay, we got what, 3 more days before the end of the year, y'all. Do something kind for yourself, honor yourself. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Bye, my loves.